Welcome to the first episode of the Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper 4 for the external candidates, and this paper was written in October 2024. Alright, question 1a, but I says write 70 as a product of its prime factors. So to write 70 as a product of its prime factors, we are going to use the tree factor. So we're going to write 70, then we introduce the branches of the tree like this. What is the smallest prime number that can divide 70 exactly is 2. 2 into 70, how many times? 35. Then 2 can't go into 35, 3 can't go, 4 can't go into 35, but 5 can go into 35. How many times? 7. So, which means 70 is equal to 2 times 5 times 7. So, we are going to write 2 times 5 times 7. The second part says find the highest common factor HCF of 70 and 112. Alright, so for us to find the highest common factor of 70 and 112, first of all, we need to rewrite 112 also as a product of its primes. So we are going to say 112. 2 can go in 112 56 times. 2 can also go in 56 28 times. 2 can also go in 28 14 times. 2 can go in 14 7 times. So you have to make sure that all these numbers are prime numbers. So now we are going to write 70 as a product of its prime. So we have 70 is equal to, we just get this, what we wrote already. So 2 times 5 times 7. Then 112. So 112 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. How many 2's? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 2 to the 4 times 7. Alright? Now, when you reach at this stage, for you to find the highest common factor, you need to bear in mind this trick. Okay? For you to find the highest common factor of these two numbers, you are supposed to get the factors that are common in both. So the first thing, you need to look for factors that are common in both, and on top of that, the factor with the lower frequency or the lower power. So in this case, you can see that we have 2 is same as 2 to the power 1, but this one we have 2 to the power 4. So instead of getting this one with a higher power, we'll get the one with the lower power. So we have 2 times. Then here we have a 5, here we don't have a 5. So because a 5 is not common in both, we are not going to pick it. Here we have 7, here we have 7. So because 7 is common, we're going to pick it. So 2 times 7 is 14. So the highest common factor of 70 and 112 is 14. Alright, the third part says find the lowest common multiple, the LCM of 70x to the 4y to the 2 and 112x to the 3rd and y to the 5th. Alright, so for us to find the lowest common multiple of these two numbers, first of all, remember that we've already written 70 and 112 as product of their primes. So let's just rewrite them like this. Again, 2 times 5 times 7, then 112 is equal to 2 to the 4 times 7. So now, for us to find the LCM, or the lowest common multiple, remember when finding the highest common factor, we were picking the factors that were common in both, but those with the lower power or the lesser power. But in this, when finding the lowest common multiple, we are going to be picking the factors that have higher powers. So in this case, we'll pick this one instead of picking 2 to the 1. So we'll pick 2 to the 4. And then on top of that, the factors are not necessarily supposed to be found in both. So here we have 5. Here we don't have a 5. So we'll still pick a 5, okay? We'll still pick it here. pick it and put it here. Then here we have 7, 7, then times 7. Okay? So 2 to the 4 is same as 16 times 5 times 7. And this gives 560. Okay? So we have found the lowest common multiple of these numbers. Now, how are we going to find the lowest common multiples of the variables x and y? So to find the lowest common multiple of these variables, we will also use the same principle to say we will collect the variables with larger powers. Just as we got factors with larger powers here, we also get the variables with larger powers. So here we have x to the 4, and in here we have x to the 3rd. So we'll get this one. Okay, so it will be x to the 4. Then here we have y to the 2nd power, and here we have y to the 5th power. So we'll get y to the 5th power, the one that has a larger power. So we'll have y to the 5th power. So the lowest common multiple is 560 x to the 4th power y to the 5th power. Alright, but B says simplify. To simplify means something is looking big and they want you to reduce it or to write it in its lowest terms. So we have a to the 12th divided by a to the 4th power. Okay, so you can see that the bases are the same and they are dividing. By the laws of indices, if the bases are the same, it means the powers are going to subtract. So we're going to have a, we write one of the bases, a, then 12 minus 4. And this gives a, 12 minus 4 is 8. So we have a to the 8th power. So a to the 8th power. So here we have 5 over 2b times bc over 20. So for us to simplify this, we can actually cross cancel because we can see that 5 in 5 can divide itself. So we have 1, 5 into 20 is 4. Then b in b is 1. And then b in b is 1. So we have 1 times c. We have c over 2 times 1 times 4 is 8. So the answer is c over 8. But C says solve this equation. So the equation is 4 plus 2x is equal to 15. So to solve this equation, in other words, they are asking us to find the value of x. So to solve for x, on the left hand side of this equation, MRT remaining with this term that has the variable that you are looking for. So meaning this other term must be removed from this side. So we're going to do that by additive inverse. This is positive 4. To remove it, we're going to subtract it. Okay, subtract 4 on both sides of this equation so that 4 minus 4, this becomes a 0, and this is what is going to remain. So we have 2x is equal to 15 minus 4 is 11. Okay, so divide by 2 to get the value of x. So x is equal to 11 divided by 2 is 5 and half. Okay, so the answer is 5 and half, or this can also be written as 5.5. Okay, but D says solve this equation. So the equation that we have is 34 plus 2x over 5 is equal to 4 minus x. Alright, so for us to solve this equation, first of all, we need to do away with a fraction. So we're going to do away with a fraction by multiplying both sides of this equation by the denominator of the fraction. Okay, so this and this will cancel. What will remain is 34 plus 2x is equal to 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times negative x is negative 5x. Alright, at this stage, we aim at remaining with a term that has the variable that we are looking for, in this case, which is x, so meaning we need to remove this other term. So we're going to remove this by additive inverse. So we're going to take away 34, so that when we say 34 minus 34, this goes, or this becomes a 0. What will remain is this one. So what we've done on the left hand side of this equation, we also do it on the right hand side of this equation. Okay, so this becomes a 0. What will remain is a 2x is equal to 20 minus 34 is negative 14. Then this will come as it is, minus 5x. Okay, so at this stage we should aim at remaining with the number only on the right, so meaning this other term must be removed. So to remove this, we're going to remove it by additive inverse. This is negative 5x. To remove it, we're going to add a 5x. So what we've done on the right hand side, we also do it on the left hand side. So here we have 7x, because 2x plus 5x is 7x, is equal to negative 14. To get the value of x, we divide both sides by 7. Okay, so x is equal to negative 14 divided by 7 is negative 2. So the answer is negative 2. Alright, E says P is equal to this. Alright, the first part says find P when D is 7 and M is negative 8. So they want us to find P when D, where there is D here, we replace a 7. So 7 plus the cube root of, put in brackets like this, more especially when you have a negative there. So put in brackets like this. M is negative 8, so we'll put negative 8, and everything is being squared like that. Alright, so we're going to have 7 plus cube root negative 8 squared is positive 64. Some people would say it's negative 64. What you have to know is that when you have negative this is same as negative 8 times negative 8. So negative and negative to become positive 64. So that's why we have positive 64 there. Okay, the cube, so we have 7 plus the cube root of 64 is 4. So 7 plus 4 is 11. So the answer here is 11. So the second part says rearrange the formula to make M the subject. So they want you to rearrange this formula. P is equal to D. P is equal to D plus the cube root of M squared. So they want you to rearrange this formula to make M the subject. Alright, so you have to understand what they mean when they say make a variable the subject. What they mean is that you need to isolate M, or you need to make M to be on its own. Alright, so remember we are solving for M, so meaning on the right hand side we need to aim at remaining with this thing here, this expression, meaning this other term must be removed. So we're going to remove it by additive inverse. This is positive D. To remove it, we are going to say D, we are going to take away D. So what we've done on the right hand side, we also do it on the left hand side. So here we are going to remain with P minus D is equal to this has now become a 0, then the cube root of M squared. So for us to solve for M at this stage, we should aim at removing the radical symbol, this cube root symbol. So we're going to remove it because this is a cube root symbol. To remove it, we are going to raise this same thing to the power 3. So what we've done here, we are also going to do it on the left. Okay, so on the left we'll have P minus D raised to the third power is equal to, So this symbol and this 3 will go. We'll then have m squared. Okay, so we are looking for m, but here we have m squared, so we need to undo the square. So we are going to undo the square by introducing the square root on both sides like this. All right, so this and this will cancel. We are going to have m is equal to the square root of any number is plus or minus. It's either positive or minus. Okay, so meaning here we're going to have p minus d raised to the 3rd power, then everything plus or minus, okay, the square root of this. Okay, so meaning we're going to have m being equal to p minus d raised to the 3rd power, and then everything, okay, plus or minus like this. Alright, thank you very much for watching. If you are new to this channel, please consider to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, and share.